When I say the words Italy or Italian, most of you probably think stereotypical things such as pizza, spaghetti, or Rome. But how much do you really know about the Italian culture? Unless you're Italian or know someone from Italy, you probably know very little about their culture as a whole. Today I'm going to be talking and hopefully teaching you all about 3 important cultural values of Italy. Those values are the value of talk over silence, competition over cooperation, and individualism over collectivism. After researching this topic for many weeks, I come to you today with the intention of teaching you these very important cultural values that may come in handy if you ever plan to visit Italy. So let's first take a look at the value of talk. The first cultural value that's very important to Italians is the value of talk over silence. This is because Italians value lively conversation and tend to find silence awkward, so they'll often talk to fill any silence around them. According to Italian Culture, an article from 2019 that discusses Italy and their culture, verbal communication is very direct, and they expect those that they're communicating with to be just as direct. They're inquisitive and bold and often offer unwanted advice and opinions, even to those they don't know well. The article also states that they prefer face-to-face communication over the growing trend of online communication. This is because to Italians, online communication is lazy and impersonal. They display their value of talk non-verbally just as much as they do verbally. For Italians, eye contact is a big non-verbal cue. Italian Culture 2019 says how important eye contact is in their culture because it can actually be considered disrespectful to not make eye contact with someone from a higher social status than yourself. They also state how proximity is important, meaning how close you stand to somebody when you talk. This can be seen in their need to stand very, very close to people when they're talking to them. They also use a lot of physical touch when communicating, so if you're in Italy, it's not uncommon to see people walking down the street with their arms linked or even holding hands, even if they're just friends, because to them, touching is important. So now that we've looked at the value of talk, we're now going to move on to the value of competition. Cultures are a lot like people when they can be either really competitive or they can be more easy, go with the flow, and cooperative. In Italy, competition is a trait that's highly valued among almost every member of their society. Italy Competitiveness Rank site in 2019 rated Italy as the 30th most competitive country in the world, where it steadily remains since even before this chart here shows. It's been there since about 2007. Verbally, they can be seen showing their competitive nature by their love of sports, such as soccer, rugby, or auto racing. The stadiums for these events are almost always filled with loud, proud, cheering fans, and soccer to them is a huge sport. Italian Legacy 2019 points out how their soccer team is number 2 in the world and has won 4 World Cups. So it's no wonder why their competitiveness rank score out of 100 is a 71.53. Non-verbally, their competitive nature can be seen in their more differentiated gender roles, which basically means that men and women are not considered equal. Italians teach their kids from a young age, males in particular, that being a winner and being competitive is a good thing, while they teach the daughters that they're supposed to be more reserved and, have a lot more limitations set on how they should act. Global Road Warrior 2019 states how women are still expected to stay home and take care of the kids, while men are expected to go out and earn the income. This relates back to the fact that men are supposed to be more competitive by nature, so it makes sense that they would be the ones to go and compete for the money, while women stay home and take care of the kids. So now that we've looked at the values of talk and competition, we're lastly going to take a look at individualism. Individualism versus collectivism, according to Hofstede, is the degree to which a country values the individual's needs over the group's needs. So in individualistic societies, they're supposed to value only the needs of themselves and those closest to them more than they would value the needs of the group as a whole. Italy scores a 76 in individualism according to Hofstede's scale, meaning that they do value the individual and their direct family and close friends more than they value the group. Verbally, they can be seen showing their individualistic nature by the way they place such a high priority on family and spending time with them. According to PR Profile Italy from 2019, Italians are raised to look after just themselves and their direct family members only. So they shouldn't worry about their work, family, or anybody that they don't really know. Italian Culture 2019 says this is because they place a lot of value on individual honor and how you were brought up. An idea in Italy which is referred to as la bella figura, which translates directly to good image, and it is the art of making a good impression, including both physical appearance and how you present yourself. Non-verbally, la bella figura can be seen reflected in the way they present themselves to the public. Global Road Warrior 2019 states how appearance is highly important to them, and in Italy, one's appearance and one's success go hand in hand, meaning the better you look, the more successful you are going to be in life. So for this reason, they present themselves very neatly and take great pride in how they look, not just to themselves, but to everybody else. This mentality can be seen not only in their fashion, which stems from Milan, the fashion capital of Italy, but also in their love for better, bigger, materialistic items such as cars or houses. Italian Legacy 2019 also pointed out that males in particular are the type to buy Ferraris or Lamborghinis to show off their money, and this isn't just showing off their looks, but their money, which to them is a good image. So today we've looked at the high value placed on top, competition, and individualism in Italian cultures. Whether or not you plan on visiting Italy or just want to fit in at an Italian event, just remember, when surrounded by those from Italian cultures, always speak loudly and proudly, don't be afraid of a little competition, and always, always dress to impress. Thank you. My sources.